Yes, sir. New May back, but I ain't got a chauffeur. I'm in the for the bread. Put you in a toaster. All right, so my name is Michael DeLu, and today is, what's today? Today's Monday, January 23rd. My birthday is in 10 months. Hey, start the countdown. My birthday is in exactly 10 months, okay? And this is episode 115 of Pull Up the Tape. Yes, sir. And I got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. Honestly, yesterday was an amazing day for me. Yesterday was an amazing day. My Saturday night leading into my Sunday morning was pretty good. The Sunday as a whole was pretty good. And, you know, I ran errands, I made money, and there was just a lot of football consumed over the course of this weekend, which I'm going to highlight in this episode of this week's podcast. So this day's podcast. The divisional round of the playoffs has just wrapped up. Unfortunately, my Jaguars got sent home. Hell of a season by Duval in Duval County. I'm going to highlight that later today. And so the three games I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about the rest on this episode of today's podcast. Oh my God. Again, there's not many teams that I genuinely hate and dislike. And it just brings me like honest to God, like joy in my heart when they lose. And one of those teams happens to be the Dallas Cowboys. I absolutely despise the Dallas Cowboys for so many fucking reasons. I think part of it could be that they have such a delusional fan base. And like, you know, over the past 15, you know, it's crazy. Over the past 15 years, I've just been hearing, oh, it's our year, and all this other stuff. But, you know, I don't know when it's ever going to be the Cowboys' year. I'm not sure. Who knows? Hopefully in my lifetime, hopefully in my lifetime, I never see the Cowboys win a championship, because that might end up being one of the worst days of my life. So hopefully in my lifetime, I never have to see the Cowboys win a championship. So fingers crossed. But I know for a fact that this year the streak is going to continue. They haven't went to the NFC Championship since 1995, and they haven't won a Super Bowl since 1995. So the streak lives on. The streak continues. Let's get into it. The San Francisco 49ers, Niner gang and don't bang, nigga, beat the Cowboys 19-12, okay? And y'all know what I love to do first. I love to give credit to where credit is due. Brock Purdy, okay? Brock Purdy. I heard all week, and I know that the Niners faithful and Niner fans were just like, why the fuck are y'all gassing the Cowboys like this? Why the fuck are y'all making it seem like the Cowboys are this incredible team and they're going to pose so much of a threat for Brock Purdy and Brock Purdy's biggest test and all this other lame shit that they were talking about? But hey, I none of that. Brock Purdy didn't listen to none of that weak ass noise. What Brock Purdy did was go out. He went 19 for 29. 214 yards. I actually outperformed Dak Prescott. He didn't throw a touchdown and he didn't throw an interception, but he did enough to ensure that his team did not lose the ball game. He made big throws to Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, and George Kittle on multiple occasions. And I want to emphasize, on multiple occasions. He did enough to win. The 49ers defense was rock chalk. Hey, Diamador with the first interception of the game, and as I'm watching the Niners defense ball out, I'm just like, you know what? At the end of the day, man, if the 49ers stay consistent and stay solid, Dak is gonna do what he does best, and that's throw interceptions. Dak led the league in interceptions from the point that he started. From when he started, when he came back from his thumb injury till yesterday, he leads the league in interceptions, and he played 4 fewer games than everyone else. Dak is gonna do what he does best, and that's throw. That's turn the ball over. That's what Dak is gonna do. The 49ers defense did their shit. Nick Bosa did his shit. Eric Armstead did his shit. Fred Warner, Hufanga, hey Derek. Hey man. The 49ers defense just has ballers all over the place, man. And I'm not surprised that the Niners won at all. I mean, I was rooting for the Niners. Am I surprised they won? No. The Niners are the better team. The Niners took care of the ball. The Niners have better players. The Niners have a better head coach. The Niners have a better defensive coordinator. The Niners have a better everything than the Cowboys. The Niners have a better everything than the Cowboys. I just want to emphasize that the Niners have a better everything than the Cowboys. The Cowboys suck. The Cowboys suck dick. The Cowboys are choke artists. The Cowboys should belong on fig, choking on dick. The Cowboys fucking suck. The Cowboys suck. They consistently let their fans down. Their fans are delusional and every single year consistently feed into this rubbish and this nonsense that this is their year. Nigga, your year has it, bro. Bro, if you think about all the things that happened since 1995 in the world we live in to now, as that is the last time that the Cowboys tasted glory. Let me tell y'all something. This is how worried DeMeco Ryans, the defensive coordinator, was of the Cowboys coming into town. DeMeco Ryans had 4 head coach interviews this week. 2 of them were on Sunday. That's how worried DeMeco Ryans was about the Cowboys. He had 4 head coach meetings, interviews this week, and 2 of them were on Saturday. Let me get into the Cowboys, the Cowgirls, more appropriate. At the beginning of the season, if someone were to tell any Cowboy fan, hey, in the divisional round of the playoffs to go to the NFC Championship and break this curse, that you would have to play against Mr. Irrelevant, who was the last pick of the 2022 draft in order to get there, Cowboy fans would have been like, nigga, what? We have to play against who? Oh, we're going to the NFC Championship. Matter of fact, we might even go to the Super Bowl, nigga. That's what these delusional ass fans would think. But nah, that's not the case. You're not playing against Trey Lance. You're not playing against Jimmy G. You're playing against a rookie quarterback in Brock Purdy that was drafted in the 7th round. The Cowboys' entire team is not like that. The defense was excellent, but as a whole, the Cowboys don't play complimentary football because the defensive unit is much better than the offensive unit. Why? Because Dak Prescott is their quarterback. And like Shady said, Dak is ass. Can I say that on national television? Dak is ass. Dak Prescott is ass. Dak Prescott is ass. Dak Prescott is here's the thing. Did it really surprise anyone that Dak Prescott threw 2 interceptions and almost threw a 3rd one to end the game? Almost threw a pick 6 to end the game. Does that genuinely surprise anyone? Does it genuinely surprise anyone that Dak Prescott almost threw a pick 6 to end the game? I felt like the Cowboys' defense was excellent. They held the Niners offense to only 19 points. I feel like they did their part. They carried their weight, but you could just tell once Tony Pollard went out that, yeah, the Cowboys ain't got it. Their offense was handicapped after that point and didn't do shit. Apparently, he actually broke his fibula. And it's crazy. I just pointed out and noticed that y'all know the Seattle Seahawks put up more points on the Niners in one half than the Cowboys did the entire game with Geno Smith as their quarterback. The Seattle Seahawks put up more points in one half with Geno Smith as their quarterback than the Cowboys did with Dak Prescott. Simply put, like, Dak was overwhelmed and the moment was just too big for him. It just is what it is. It is fun to like shit on the Cowboys and just pop my shit about them, but I mean, it's getting old. Like every year it's the same thing. Like it's just that's 2 years in a row they lose to the Niners. But I mean, as happy as I am, it's really redundant to like sit here and just clown and talk shit about the Cowboys, even though they deserve every ounce of it for being the most delusional fan base in all of society. But What's the point? I mean, they suck. We know this. They're not going to win a championship. I knew this. And I never know. I don't feed into the whole nonsense about the Cowboys being America's team. That shit was years ago, bro. Like, that shit has to die. The notion that they're America's team is crazy. Like, why? How are they America's team? I see more people. I see more people excited and thrilled and genuinely happy that the Cowboys lose than Cowboy fans. I don't know how they can. I don't know. But what I will say is the Cowboys genuinely it is absolutely time. It is absolutely time for the Cowboys to look into getting a new quarterback in the door. Like, they need to draft a quarterback or something, because I think eventually they're going to need to move on from Dak Prescott, because he's not it. He's not a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. And the money they pay him is to be a great quarterback, not a good quarterback, a great quarterback. They're paying him over $100 million not to get outplayed by fucking Brock Purdy. Are you kidding me? The Cincinnati Bengals, who they nation, stand the fuck up. You know what? Besides, I don't know anybody that's more happy that the Bills lost besides Nick Wright. Nick Wright has been calling it like it is all season. Nick Wright said it. The Bills are imposters. The Bills are frauds, just like Dallas. The Bills are frauds. Fraudulent. The Bengals beat the Bills. The Bengals beat the Bills 27-10, but honestly, that shit was bad. Like, that shit was very, very bad. The game was 27-10, but watching the game and like play by play and seeing the Bengals just simply dominate the Bills was just crazy. Honestly, it was actually just, you know what I like to do. I like to give credit to where credit is due. Then I'm gonna rip on the losing team. And the Bengals set the tone early on in the game. Their first two drives were touchdown drives. They got up to they got 14-0. On those two drives, Joe Shiesty, Joe Cool, Joe Burrow, that monster from Ohio, he was just locked in, man. Joe Burrow is a nigga. Joe Burrow is a nigga. These niggas cannot. Hey, and after yesterday's game, hey, let it be known, Josh Allen is not better. Joe Burrow is better than Josh Allen. I repeat, Joe Burrow is better than Josh Allen. I'm going to say it again. Joe Burrow is better than Josh Allen. So moving forward, that whole notion that, it's Patrick Mahomes, then it's Josh Allen. No, that's not the fucking case. This is Joe Burrow's second time making it to the AFC Championship in a row, and I think he's going to make it to his second Super Bowl in a row. Do I think they'll win? I don't know. It depends on who they play, but yeah, Joe Burrow is proving it, man. Hey, Joe Burrow's the nigga. He let his nuts hang all Sunday long, and in watching him, see him, like, damn, like how did this happen? Like, this dude lost. Joe Burrow lost the starting job to Dwayne Haskins and had to transfer to LSU. This dude now is just like is the second best quarterback in the NFL. The Bengals dominated in the trenches, which was very, very big considering they were down three starting offensive linemen. And a lot of the talk all week was the fact that, the Bengals are down three starting offensive linemen. And, we all know that their Achilles heel last year was their offensive line. And there was a lot of question marks going into this game because the fact that they were going to be down without La'el Collins, Alex Kappa, and I can't remember the last guy's name, Josh something, but they dominated on both in both phases of the game, in the run game and the passing game. They only let up one sack, and honestly, you could probably blame that sack on Joe Burrow. In terms of rushing, they first of all, they protected Joe Burrow all day long. He had to, bro. If Joe Burrow wanted to roll a blunt in the pocket, he could have done that shit. That's how much time he fucking had. He was protected all game long, like all game long. He had no worries whatsoever. In terms of the ground game, Joe Mixon had 105 yards on the ground. He averaged over 5 yards per carry. As a team, the Bengals rushed for over 170. This matchup was night and day compared to what I seen last week. Like, if the Bengals would have played this way last week against the Ravens, that game wouldn't even been fucking close. And, I was a little skeptical because of the performance I seen from them last week, but this week it wasn't even close. Joe Burrow let his nuts hang. The Bengals defense let their nuts hang, nigga. And yeah, they're going to their second straight AFC championship in a row. Shout out to Jamar Chase. Shout out to T. Higgins. Shout out to Hayden Hurst. Shout out to the Bengals defense as a whole because they fucked off Josh Allen all fucking day. The Bills, and let me talk about the Bills. Let me talk about the Bills real quick because the Bills were a joke. The Bills were a joke all game long. The Bills were a fucking joke. They got dominated on both sides of the ball. Their offensive line got dominated by the Bills' defensive line, and their defensive line got dominated by the Bengals' offensive line. It just wasn't even fair. It wasn't fair. It is what it is at that point. But let me be honest, the Bills season, it's crazy. I was in attendance for the Bills game against the Rams at the season opener. And after the game, when the Bills dominated the Rams, which in fact was just a fucking bad team, I talked to all the Bills fans, and they all said, I asked them, simply put, is it Super Bowl or bust? They all said Super Bowl or bust. If we don't make it to the Super Bowl, this season was a failure. Every single fan said that. The entire media said that. They were crowning the Bills as the team to represent the AFC in the championship, especially considering the Chiefs had lost Tyreek Hill and oh my God, blah 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 blah. This season is a fucking failure. I repeat, this season is a fucking failure. Josh Allen saved the most important game of the season to play like trash. Just embarrassing performance by Buffalo. Offense, they couldn't protect Josh Allen. Offense couldn't run the ball. And they were asked last week, and they were asked it. And then I've consistently said this shit over and over again as I've talked about the Bills. When are the Bills going to get a competent run game to complement Josh Allen's arm? When? That might be the biggest problem that the Bills have on offense. They cannot run their run game. Everything relies on Josh Allen. Everything. You can't rely on somebody that's turnover prone like Josh Allen every single snap on offense. Y'all want to know something? So, yesterday the Bills rushed for 60-something yards, right? Almost half of that was Josh Allen. 60 rushing yards isn't even respectable. And for half of them to be from the quarterback is absolutely crazy. Like, crazy. Like, when I say crazy, I really mean crazy. It's just a bad look. Offensively, they got dominated by they flat out just got outplayed, outclassed, out everything. They got socked in the mouth, and then it's so catastrophic because this is at home. You losing the divisional round at home to the Bengals. When all season you guys have your eyes on beating the Chiefs in the playoffs and then beating them when it counts, and you lose to the Bengals at home. What a joke! Honestly, like the Bills ain't no different from the Cowboys. The Bills ain't tasted anything. I don't even know when the Bills. I don't know how many people really know this, but the Bills went in the 90s. The Bills went to the Super Bowl four straight times. They went to the Super Bowl 4 straight times and lost every single one of them. And it just seems like, I don't know, maybe this team just will never taste, I don't know when the last time they tasted championship glory. It probably won't happen anytime soon, honestly. Because, I mean, they got to deal with Joe Shiesty. They got to deal with Patrick Mahomes. And next year, they're going to also have to fucking deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence. That's on the day of homies. So Simply put, this season was a failure for the Bills. And there was even a clip on the sideline where Stephon Diggs was just like, yo, like, what the fuck's going on? Whatever the case may be. Josh Allen didn't even look him in his fucking face. The Bills are fucking sad. What a joke. The last game I want to talk about, it wasn't really a game. The Eagles beat up on the fucking Giants 38-10. It's crazy. This game was even more lopsided than the first two games combined. The Phillies offense looked unstoppable. James Bradbury got a revenge interception against the Giants because they cut him for cap relief, quote unquote. What I do want to talk about, because this wasn't really a game, it was 28-7 or some shit like that at halftime. This wasn't a game, but I do want to talk about Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is ass. Daniel Jones put up a stat line yesterday of 15-27 for 135 yards and an interception. Again, Daniel Jones is ass. I heard all week people gassing Daniel Jones, because of the performance he played against the Vikings. First of all, the Vikings defense is fucking atrocious. The Vikings defense might be worse than the Jaguars defense. The Vikings defense is ass. Anybody that plays against them is going to look like an all-pro corner or all-pro quarterback. People had career days against the Vikings this season. So I see watching him, like, the praise that he got for beating the Giants, the Vikings is absolutely absurd. Like, no, Daniel Jones is ass, and he proved it again yesterday. He played against a good defense. He looked like a fucking JV quarterback. With that being said, long live my brother, long live Kobe, long live Gigi, long live Neighborhood Nip, long live Pop Smoke, whoop, long live Mac Miller, free Chef G, free Pooh Shiesty, free the old hood. I'm out this bitch. Catch me on the flip side.